So here's the part two. So if you don't want to believe part one with me saying that they were Nephilim or they were intermingled with Nephilim, making them non-human, then we can go to if they were human. Let's call them human. And we'll look at it from this standpoint. Now, you can call it however you want it, but the god that they used to worship was Baal or Bel, whatever you want to call him. And he was very similar to Molech. I think they were pretty much the same. And you're about to understand why Yahweh hated this god. The first reason is because he was a false god, a false idol. He was a demonic idol. They were worshiping demons. They were giving thanks to demons. And clearly Yahweh is the only God. So let's first just state the tribes. Now these tribes, as you can see, are the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Jebusites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Girgashites. A lot of zats. Now God establishes in Leviticus 20 that if anybody sacrifices their children to Molech, that they should be stoned. Right? We can see God is already putting it down. The reason why he says this is because they defile his sanctuary and profane his holy name. It's literally, you're basically spitting on Yahweh's name when you do such things. And remember what verse 2 says, and we'll get to that. Now, in Leviticus 18, verse 21, it says this: "You are not to sacrifice any of your children in the fire to Molech. Do not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord." So as we can see, they were doing some very wicked things. It's an abomination to the Lord. Now, you can read this for yourself, but as we can see, it says that in the valley, they sacrificed their sons and daughters in the fire to Molech. And what it says about Yahweh, it says, "Something I have not commanded them." This is God speaking. He says, "I have never entertained the thought that they would do this detestable act, causing Judah to sin." So Yahweh, as this perfect, amazing God, cannot understand. He didn't even entertain the thought of even having people sacrifice their children to him. And the thing about Molech and, with that God, they would sacrifice humans and their children. So there will be a lot of human sacrifice to try to please these demonic idols. Now here is a picture of what Molech looked like. This is where they would be sent into, okay? So this is what they would put the altar upon, right? This is the altar of Molech. And they would throw their children into here, okay? I mean, this is an abomination to Yahweh. Yahweh does not even entertain the thought of sacrificing children to him. They are worshiping demons and they're giving idols praise. It's demonic. And when they would do this, they would beat drums very loud to cancel out the noise of the people screaming because they're being sacrificed. So when King Og of Bashan, right, the Lord commands them to utterly destroy that whole nation, he was actually stopping further children being sacrificed to Molech. He was stopping for more kids being destroyed. So by God destroying the wickedness, just absolutely destroying everything, even if it meant infants or children, he stopped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of sacrificing their kids to these gods. So my question to you is, they can send their kids into here and sacrifice it to these demonic demons, to this demonic idol that looks like Satan, right? The Satan statue. Yet when God completely just wipes out that nation to stop any further more evil, he's all of a sudden a horrible God. Remember, look at this is what they were doing. And here's an example that they would throw people and children into there. This is the definition of murdering, and this is the definition of killing. Murder is an unlawful killing of a human being with malice, afterthought, with hatred, with anger. But Yahweh stops them from doing this to their children. Look at the thing. No wonder why he wiped that whole nation off the face of the earth.